may I pay homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Good morning, everyone, and audiences, followers of IBSC MCU. So, my name is Pen Dapadit. I'm very pleased to be the moderator for our creative program for IBSC Student Talk that we have invited our BA students to share their experiences, knowledge to regarding the Buddhism and world peace. So today we have the great opportunity to meet with our distinguished students to share their experts or their knowledge regarding this topic, Buddhism and world peace. So anyway, before we get things started to discuss our conversations, let's getting to know each of our guests, please. Could you please introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, okay, thanks. Good morning. My name is Naijadawara. I am BA second year student. I'm from Myanmar, Mon State. Now I'm very happy to have the chance to join the student talks of program of IBSC.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Venerable. Venerable Dhamma Sami, right? Okay, next, please, Venerable.
I'm Thomas. Yes, morning, Ben, and morning, brothers and sisters. My name is Tamasami, and I'm currently studying in IBSC Buddhist Studies program, bachelor program in second year.
Second year.
Yes, I'm from Myanmar, and I'm very happy to be here with you all to discuss this topic of Buddhism and world peace. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Venerable. Next, please.
Hello all. I'm Bhikkhuni Damhung from Canada. I'm in BA second year Buddhist study. It's my pleasure to be here with you all. And it's going to be a great experience.
All right, so thank you very much for three of you, Venerables and Bhikkhuni, for being here together to share your experience regarding Buddhism and world peace. Of course, when we study Buddhist studies right here, we focus on mostly in Buddhist texts, theoretical, and then we go to practice is practical, theory and practical together. As we know, we study in class, and then we go to the camp zone or the mountain to learn the real practice. So anyway, today, so we have a great opportunity to invite you to share regarding Buddhism and world peace. Of course, when we're talking about Buddhism and peace, we have a long associated together. Buddhism, peace, or conflict. So today, I would like to know the point of view from three of you. What do you think about this topic? So let's get to the first question. How does Buddhism define both inner and outer peace? Bhikkhuni, please.
Hi. For inner peace, in my opinion, inner peace is when our sixth sense is not attached or pulled by the six worldly objects. When we have the mental calmness, balance, and free from suffering. And it's through the achievement and practice of mindfulness, meditation, of samatha and vipassana practice, and compassion. Compassion, we send metta to all sentient beings. With the practice, we can spread compassion, wisdom to the world in order to have the global peace. Global peace is harmonious. Yeah, the harmonious and nonviolence. To me, that's global peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhikkhuni. So, in your point of view, like if we want to have inner peace, of course, we have to practice from our heart, like compassion, karuna for the human beings or humankind. Thank you, Igone. Venerable, please, what do you think about this point of view?
Okay, I think mostly, generally, what would people define peace is like is a mental state of calmness, tranquil state, or sometimes they misinterpret joy or happiness with peace. But in Buddhism, I think they for individuals, peace is defined when you can solve a problem, your inner problem, maybe your fear, your anxiety, or something. And then when you understand it and you overcome it, you get a sense of liberation from that problem. So I think that's Buddhism define inner peace in such way. And for outer peace, I guess, in our daily life, we get influenced by many things, like material things or,
Yeah,
or
sure.
our families or friends. So whatever it had good impact on us, I think is good impact on us. We feel happy, we feel stable, and not in very indulgent way, but we feel happiness. So I think that's outer peace, what Buddhism define. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable. Thank you. So we come to our third invited guest. Please, Venerable, how do you think about this Buddhism define inner peace and outer peace?
Yes. As Buddhism is like the religions of peace, that's why peace is here mean a state of mental calmness and tranquility. It's mean kinds of concentration. If we cultivate kinds of concentration samadhi, our mind is not wandering here and there. We don't think too much, kinds of overthinking. Then we can deal with every situation in daily life. Yeah, we can stay peacefully. By cultivating and developing inner peace, also it can reflect to the outer peace. It means our environments. Yeah, it means environmental peace.
Yes.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, this is kinds of my definition internally and internal peace and external peace. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, if we would like to have peace, right, really from our inside, or to be having peace out there, we should have inside first, like you already mentioned. The mental is the most important one. Yeah. So, all right, that's a good sharing from the starting point. So let's move on to the next question. So this question put up like, how do the Buddhist principles of nonviolence, ahimsa, and compassion, karuna, help to promote the world peace in the society? I would like to share on this first. May Venerable?
Then
Please,
I'll go
Citta.
first. Dhammasami.
Dhammasami. Okay, sorry.
So the question is how
How do the Buddhist principles of nonviolence, ahimsa, and compassion, karuna, to promote the world peace?
so, to understand what is nonviolence and compassion and how they work together, I think we have to check the opposite of that violence and what is the root cause of that. I think there are two different stages, like where people can act violent action towards other. I think when you feel superiority, or if
Yes.
you're powerful, if you're in the state of powerful, because from what I understand, we cannot all the time powerful nor weak all the time. That's how I understand. So if we are in the state of powerful, what can happen is we want something more, maybe power or possession, and in those in that situation, sometimes if we don't have enough understanding or empathy towards other, we might act in a bully way. So if the desire on material things or that power, if it grows stronger, we can end up in the position of acting in a violent way. So that's one situation where violence can rise up. And the second thing is, one, we feel fear or insecure, or feel like overpowered or dominant by the superior one.
Yes.
So in that kind of state, our mind feel fear and insecure, and then we can sometimes take revenge, because we get win by the powerful one. So in that kind of state, we can also act back in a violent way. So I think if an individual is in a powerful state, they should cultivate compassion. If in order to get welfare for their life, or for the surrounding, because if they don't replace their mental satisfaction with compassion, what would happen? The consequences would be like end up in bullying others in order to gain more. And for weaker one, they should cultivate sympathetic joy. In Buddhism, we call that mudita.
Mudita.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if an individual is in weak state, if they replace their mind with sympathetic joy, or if they find happiness in other people's success, there won't be any chance of arising jealousy or insecure or feeling toward the superior one. So in that way, the weaker one can also get rid of that acting back in a violent way. So I would say that sympathetic joy and compassion, should be cultivated for every individual, because our life is always ups and downs. Sometimes we're okay, sometimes we're not okay.
I do agree with you, Pante.
Yeah.
Thank you for your power view. Yeah, of course, if we like to promote peace in the start from small society to the world. Of course, non-violence, or we don't have revenge, whatever that, others like blame us or do bad thing for us. Non-revenge also is a good point that to promote the peace. But of course, we have to practice the compassion as well, or mudita that you already mentioned. Okay, thank you, Pante. So, would you like to share on this, Bhikkhuni? Or Pante, yes, on this point?
Yes, we talk about ahimsa,
Ahimsa
right?
and karuna.
Firstly, we should know the the real meanings of ahimsa. What is ahimsa? Ahimsa is the real meanings of ahimsa is like non-violence and non-conflict, no harming to other living beings. So, according to the 5 precepts, maybe all of you know, ahimsa is kind of non-killing, not taking life of living beings. This is one of the 5 precepts. Very important in Buddhism. So if everyone practice ahimsa, that's non-violence, there will be no war, no conflict. I think if every individual practice the concept of ahimsa and non-combation.
So we should promote this ahimsa to our world, especially for the country that's going to have conflict.
Especially the leader of the world should practice and should know the real meanings. Yeah, should came into practice for.
So
Yeah.
yeah, very interesting, Bante. If we can put this ahimsa, non-violence, to the especially for the leaders,
Yes, world leader.
as we the Buddhist, how can we promote this this points of view, the ahimsa, to those countries that they already have the conflicts? Could you please share a little bit?
You mean ahimsa, right?
Yeah. To
I-
the world that they are not Buddhist or non-Buddhist,
Yes.
to
Yeah.
promote this.
Yeah, I think is ahimsa is right the rules of the leader. Yeah, every leader should learn the
Ahimsa.
ahimsa like in the leadership skill. Normally, the leader they may learn how to lead, and they learn some kinds of leadership and management. Ahimsa as well. The concept of ahimsa as well. They should learn. They should know more about that. Yeah, so that they can practice into daily life.
Do you think
when
should be
they
put
manage
as
his
one
people.
subject for the school regarding ahimsa subject? Okay.
I really like this idea of what Bande said, because usually leadership skills and management skill, that's what in the professional level. But if we can put some moral or ethical skill in those things, it will be much better. We can get much better quality of leaders in the world. Yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you, Bante. So now we come to see the points of view from our Bhikkhuni regarding ahimsa, non-violence, and compassion to promote the peace. Could you please share a little bit?
For me, the nonviolence in the 5 precepts, as the Venerable was saying, the non-killing.
Yeah.
So it's not just about killing with our action, but we can practice in our daily life through non-violence with our seeing, our hearing.
Yes.
Maybe we can save life, not just not killing, but we can save life, support, and by being vegetarian, or we can start being vegetarian. Like in Canada, people do Monday vegetarian like once a week. Some people will practice vegan also. And Mahayana tradition in Vietnam or Mahayana country, we do a lot of releasing life. Like we bite the animals, the fish, whatever,
yes,
and then we
yes.
just release them back to the sea where they belonged. And for violence and compassion, we can support whatever we can give, maybe materials or advice, Dhamma.
Yes.
Like in Vietnam, it's a Buddhist country. I think it's rooted in the people. So few months ago, we have a flood. So everyone is giving what they can give to support. From giving materials, time, effort, that's compassion. We can practice within ourselves, and we can spread to the global, to the society. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Bhikkhuni. Yeah, actually, I do agree with you that we can start from very little small things, like, practice, not just killing, but practice from like releasing or observing vegan. Also, it's this kind of promote not killing the animals. So, this is a good point, Bhikkhuni. All right, so let's come to the next part. So I would like to know the points of view. How do you think about this? How can our Buddhist meditation practices can create inner peace and contribute to the global peace? WIZDOM Masami? Yes.
Sitawara.
Oh, sorry. Chitawala. Okay. How do you think about this?
Yes, thank you for your question. Um, as I mentioned, Buddhism is like associated with the peace. So if not only monastic monks and nuns, but also the lay people, also all of the common people, we should practice, we should educate themselves by developing these kinds of meditation. Nowadays, mindfulness meditation is very popular all over the world. Yeah, maybe now, not only in Eastern country but also Western, they practice. They also see the benefits, the great benefits in daily life, because in the world today they're full of stress, right? So that's why we need mindfulness. Now also in the Western, they use the methods of MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction. Also, they see the great benefit. Yeah, every individuals have the kinds of mindfulness and peaceful and calmness. Then they don't have a time to think of the negative emotion. They don't have a time to think of like the harmings and causing harm to others. Yeah, then they can work they can serve as tax, or they can work their job in peacefully in their daily life. So if we had those kinds of the quality of mind, if we have kinds of the state of mind like mindfulness,
Yes.
Peacefully, then they can stay harmoniously in their society. They don't argue with each other. They can have a good behavior when they have conversation, when they communicate with each other, when they're doing something. Yeah, they can do peacefully. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Vale, thank you. Do you have any point to add
Sorry,
on this?
can you repeat the question?
Oh, how can Buddhist meditation practice create inner peace and contribute to the global peace?
Then I just got an idea because when they just point out mindfulness-based stress reduction. I'd like to add some more facts and my opinions on that, on how Buddhism can not just directly or indirectly contributing to world peace, because actually MBSA is founded in around 1979, I guess. So it's been around 30 to 40 years that it has started, and it gained popular within a few like 10 or around these 10 to 20 years, because they have found a lot of significant evidence on the research studies, scientific studies, on the stress, measuring stress level, and even in the studying brain changes, and how this MBSR and mindfulness. Another thing is mindfulness-based cognitive therapy.
Oh, yes.
So it's for I think it's the next generation of this practice in secular session. So these two have a lot of great impact in this medical use. So they started to use in hospital as a treatment, and not just in that. I can see that they start to put in education too. So some of the schools, they train the students to know how to be mindful, like around 5 minutes or maybe lesser than that before starting the class. So we can see that they started to put in those in
Get
the
more focus on the
yes,
class.
of course, yes, to get more focus and to regulate the emotion. And the second thing is they start to put it even in military, military settings, yeah. So they also train soldiers on how to regulate their emotion in one, because they always facing conflict in war zone. So they should know how to regulate their emotion. And the last thing that I like the most is they start to put that mindfulness practice into workplace. So you'll see in some movie references they use a practice. They use the term mindfulness when they start argue or when they start to against each other on an opinion. So we can clearly see that they're using these because they have already found the significant impact of these practices
Right.
on the stress level.
Yeah. Thank you for your sharing on this. We have to like practice ourselves, and then when we have the peace from ourselves, then we can contribute to the society. Yeah, of course. Ikuni, you would like to add on this?
Sure. In Canada, it's not a Buddhist country.
Yes.
So when people see us, some people would know who we are, some don't. But just how we carry ourselves through our bodily action, the way we walk. So when with the mindfulness, we can express or give them the good impression.
Sure.
Especially ladies or women in Canada, they are reaching out for materials and for the outer beauty or are reaching for material things. So they lose themselves and they don't have confidence. So when they see us, the way we walk very mindful, even we wear just like no style, just one style, but they ask us, they come and ask us, why you have so much confidence and so gentle. So I would share to them, we are Buddhist nuns. So that's it's not, sometimes when they are not Buddhist, we cannot just come to them and share about Buddhism. But through our action and how we carry ourselves, it's a good start for them to be more curious, and maybe some of them would like to come to temple and have tea sharing. And also in it's meditation, we can not just practice to ourselves. First, we need to practice within ourselves, and then we can educate to the leaders,
Sure.
the teachers, or like the psychology or therapy. That way, the people with high authority, they have the strong. Their role is they can spread, and they can educate the people in their community.
Yes.
So that's it for me.
Thank you, Pekuni. Yeah, when we do have the mindfulness, our physical body will look like calm, gentle. By doing so, also impressed by the others, that they feel like, oh, so calm.
And I would like to add something, because nowadays it's a fast-paced world.
Sorry.
Fast-paced, everything's fast.
Okay.
And we don't have time to go back to ourselves. And sometimes
Exactly.
we feel lost. Yeah.
Sure.
We
Even
feel
me now.
we keep running and reaching outward.
Our
So
materials.
meditation is a good time for us to come back to ourselves and to know what we want, what we
Come to
need.
home.
Yeah. So when we learn about meditation, when we come back to our breathing, is coming back to our home. We feel safe and peaceful. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this is simple and easy. Come back to ourselves. Just breathing in and out. Come back to home. Happiness is here and now. Like when our Thich Han mentioned, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay. So should we go on?
Sure.
All right. So next, let's talk about the building peace, all right, in the conflict areas. So I would like to know, how do Buddhist community helped to build the peace in the conflict areas? What do you think about this? You can give the examples regarding this Buddhist to help the to build the peace in the conflict areas. Yeah, please, Venerable.
Yes. I think it also has to do with my opinion. What I'm about to share is also has to do with not just Buddhism. It's also culture. Usually, Asian people, Asian culture is like more stick together kind of people. Well, if you see a family dinner table, all of the family members are gathered, and it's very usual for an Asian to do it. So when it comes to the community, back in the times, most of the villages and small areas, those are led by monks and nuns, usually monks, because after I think even after World War, in Myanmar, the one who start to stick or gather people and try to rebuild the community are mostly led by monks, because if you compare a layperson to a monk or monastic community to a lay community, you can see a big difference, because monastics, they have more strict rules.
Yeah.
So they have to conduct in a very careful way when it comes to moral values. So that's why most of the people, they follow the unity under amongst leadership. So back in the time, I think most of the education, or even the building of even building the community to be a better community is mostly led by monks. So when it comes to conflict areas, I think in Asian country are mostly get a lot of help by monks, because they represent themselves as a mediator between two conflict parties, and they try to convince them to come to an agreement, so that both sides can live in a peaceful way. But it's not always work in reality. But as what people do, we have to strive again and again, because being good and bad is in the nature. So whoever wants to build or contribute peace to the society should have that mentality. Like they should not always expect good things. So that when there is a bad thing comes up, they are ready to contribute whatever they can. So there are a lot of stages in peace building, like preventing and like negotiating, or be putting into a sustaining peace process. But I think that's the point. It's the same with what Buddha said. Just if the situation is good, keep doing good. If the situation is bad, still keep doing good. So whether it's conflict area or not, monks are usually help contributing peace. Yes.
Right. Yes, Bante. So it's like the Buddhist monk also have to play the roles to promote the peace, especially like to educate people, go to the school, go to the like village to like train them in such a good way to avoid the conflicts. Although it's not a conflict areas, or it's a conflict areas, but of course we also have to help, right?
Yes.
Thank you. So come to Venerable. What do you think about this?
Yeah, when we talk about this context, mostly in Buddhist society, they believe that monks, Buddhist monks or monastic monks and nuns, it like a mediator or peace builder. And when they have some conflict, they normally go to the Buddhist monk. Yeah,
It's like easy to approach
yeah.
to the monks,
Instead
right?
of the leader of the village or something. They normally go to the monk very directly. Then they ask some advice because of they believe that monks have the duty to
Yeah,
guide the
yeah.
people. Yeah.
That's
to,
right.
Yeah, to guide the people to the better way. Yeah, to go to the right path. Yeah, that's why. So because a monk, as Venerable Dhammasami mentioned, has a moral authority, they have to observe the precept more than the common people. So it's kind of reliable person for the common people. That's why, yeah, there's some advice. But in the conflict zones, in my opinions, yeah, I have experience. I saw like the monastic community when the people suffer from the conflict or war, something. Maybe monastery, allow them to stay. Also, monastery provides medical care and shelter, and also food. Yeah, also basic needs. Then also for the children in the war, the war time, then the children, they don't have a chance to study. Also, the monastic community, or they open some learning center, and they open for temporary and to educate the children, to teach the children, to educate them, and also the monk to talk. They bring some story about the 550 story, like the Jataka story. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, they educate the children. Yeah, this is for this is in my I see in this is from my opinions. Yeah, I experience like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
I agree with you, Venerable. But like when every problems comes, then we think of the monks first. So that's really good. The monk can guide the way, such a good way for them, But of course, we have to be the role model for them, All right. So come to the end. Maybe it's the last. So I would like to ask, this may be really important and can be useful for all of us and those who are listening to our special program, Student Talk. So the question is, how can we apply the Buddhist teaching in daily life in order to have the peace for ourselves and for the others? Ikone.
To start the practice, to apply, first we need to have strong vow.
Strong vows.
Yes. Either for monastics, maybe we vow to preserve Buddhism,
Sure.
to transform our suffering, to cultivate inner peace. So first we have to know what we want, what we are aiming for, to free from suffering.
That's right.
Then we practice being mindful in our daily life. The practice knowing ourselves, our body and mind, through meditation, through vipassana. We applied meditation in our daily activity, like mindful walking, mindful eating, always aware of our mind, how we react to things. We practice to live in present moment and knowing what is going on, just observing without reacting. So whatever we can do, we send the metta to all sentient beings. And whatever we can give, we can help, our time, our effort, whatever we can do to bring benefits.
Yes.
And happy and peaceful to other people, we are willing to do. Not just to human, but also to spirit realm, like the
Yes,
hungry
yes.
ghouls. We send peaceful energy there, or we can feed the animals or save the animals. Many things we can do.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Vikuni. Start from practice mindfulness. Yeah. Right. Thank you, Vikuni. It's impressed me, your answer, really. Venerable, what do you think?
Thank you.
Apply the Buddhist teaching to have the peaceful.
Yeah, I think first we need to go retreat. That's what I want to suggest.
Doing by action.
Yes, the retreat is some not just some. Oh, even me at the start, I thought that retreat is only retreat is a place to go there and get married, but it's not like that. Actually, it's a training center.
Oh, yeah.
So we should go to retreat and train, and we investigate in a more deeper level. We investigate or observe our mind under the guidance of a proper mentor, and then the real thing is in our daily life, because it's very easy to meditate in retreat because everything is a perfect situation. Food is ready. We just need to share the good merit to the lay devotees who donate, and we have proper teacher to guide us along the way, whatever the problems or the questions we might have, and the surrounding the environment is also quite in a good situation. But if you come back to your daily life, everything is opposite.
It's hard.
So so it's like you getting back to daily life is getting back to the boxing ring. You have to fight with a lot of defilements, and you cannot constrain. At the same time, you have more desire on your progress, many other things. But there are also many different ways that these venerable, the elder monks and the scholars from previous era, they have keep reminding us again and again just to keep going. It's hard, we know that, because it's a process of learning and process of improvement. So I think I would go to retreat, train, and I will bring that momentum. I will bring that speed. I will bring that habit to my daily life, and I will strike as much as I can. And if it's getting low, and if I feel too much indulgent, I will go back to retreat. So that would be my usual schedule for to put in meditation in my daily life. So that's my recommendation for everyone.
I agree with you, Venerable. When we go to practice in the center, it's more like relaxed, peaceful environment. Everything sapaya, the environment is good, perfect. It's easy to focus on the practice, right? But when we come to our daily life, it's another way.
So it's like a recharge.
Yes, of
Like
course.
a recharge.
Recharge, and then bring that habit, and then apply it, and then I think along the process, if we go retreat and then apply it in our daily life, I think we can handle more in the future, because we start to understand what we would need in our daily life, right? So we can find and learn through the process. Yeah.
Thank you, Pante. That's why I come to the Bhikkhuni, like she mentioned. When in daily life, just focus on the breathing. Yeah, easy. No? Okay, Pante.
Yeah. Okay. When it comes to this question, I would say we should learn the philosophical Buddhist teachings. I mean, like the Four Noble Truths or dependent origination. Because the Buddha teach, sometimes the Buddha teach, I will teach you two things: sufferance and the end of suffering. Then when it comes to the peace, maybe conflict and the end of conflict. Firstly, we should understand conflict first. We should understand dukkha, conflict. Suffering, it should be understood. Also, conflict, it should be understood. Then we know the nature of suffering or conflict. Then we try to observe some good deeds. We try to apply some other method, to free from conflict of suffering. And also, dependent origination is very important in the Buddhist philosophy.
Yes.
And the root of the cause of conflict is ignorance. This is the root cause of of a conflict we are facing today. So if we get rid of ignorance, then no more conflict or suffering. So the first root we had to get rid of, it should be overcome. In the Eightfold Noble Path, then the Buddha put the right understanding first, to cast off the ignorance,
Yes.
delusion. And also, I think, according to the Buddha teaching, ignorance is it recognized like an enemy. Actually, the Buddha in Buddhism we don't have enemy, but if we say like the enemy, if we want to describe or recognize the enemy, ignorance is the great enemy, great enemy. Then we should hold in time of fighting the enemy, ignorance. We should hold the source. What kind of source? The source of wisdom, which we can cast. The source of wisdom can cast the enemy of ignorance. That's why, firstly, we should understand the conflict. Then we apply the Eightfold Noble Path, like such as right understanding, right attitudes. They are Eightfold Path, right? Then eventually we can cut off the roots of conflicts, means ignorance. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you for your answer. It's really deep. Okay, thank you. Right at the end, so thank you very much for those who are watching us, the audiences and followers of IBAC MCU page. So we hope to having you again watching us and following us for the next episode. We will have another special students talk together again. Thank you very much.
Wisdom for the world.